Our next guest, Stephan Petermann, is an architect and a researcher. Mr. Petermann was one of the initiators of the exhibition Countryside the Future at the Guggenheim Museum in New York. A unique exhibition addressing urgent environmental issues through the lens of architect and urbanist Rem Koolhaas. Mr. Petermann will give us a very brief insight into how smart design of rural and urban landscapes can be useful in order to achieve accessible and healthy diets for all.
Thank you. Indeed, my name is Stephan Petermann. I've been working with Rem Koolhaas for the last 15 years, and in the last 10 years, increasingly more apparent on how important the future of the countryside is for our global future. It's also a part of a world where architects are less present at the moment, and this is something we want to rehabilitate. I think seeing the urgencies that all the previous speakers have already addressed, there is a very strong need for new collaborations. As a result of the Guggenheim exhibition earlier this year, we've used it as a kickstart to initiate also new relationships between creative thinkers and designers and the food players. One of the things we hope to explore also in this collaboration is new ways of thinking about SDG 2, which we hope to do later as well for the Food Summit together with the Design Academy in Eindhoven. We will now show a small clip of a documentary that's being made at the moment by Sugar Rush Films, which shows an element of our exhibition, which is outside the Guggenheim at the moment, still growing some of fresh vegetables, making very clear that smart solutions are a part of a bigger transformation we need in how we look at food and how we integrate it into a larger societal challenge and also making new solutions visible.
My name is David Litvin. I'm from Tel Aviv, Israel. I'm a crop specialist, indoor crop specialist at 80 Acre Farms. There's an exhibit at the Guggenheim Museum here that's called Countryside the Future, which is curated by Rem Koolhaas. Did this exhibit at the museum discussing sustainability, the countryside in general, and migration of people into cities. They wanted me to come here and live here for 6 months and do this. I wasn't going to turn it down. People are like, what the heck is this? And I explain, and that's what I'm doing here. That's my mission here, is to educate. There you go.
That's so beautiful.
There's nothing on them. There's no pesticides. There's no chemicals. So you could just pop them in. We're able to grow inside, and we're not dependent on the weather.
Right.
In a few years, I want a farm like this in every neighborhood, because not only is it going to give the local food, we're able to give jobs to the people in the community. They're good?
Oh my God.
That's a tomato.
Yeah, we like them. We're pioneering an industry. Not me specifically, but there's a few companies leading this industry, and it's just in the beginning. We're just getting started. This industry is just getting started.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Amazing, yeah?
Amazing.
So the fascinating things about hydroponics is the control I have of the root environment and the nutrients that the plant has access to. What we do is exclude everything and add everything back in a controlled manner. What I'm talking about is a sole source environment, meaning every aspect of the environment is controlled by the grower. Not only I could control flavor and the morphology with the nutrients that are in the roots, you could play with the shape of the plant and the texture and flavor and nutritional value. And the thing is, it's consistent. It's not like 1 week the tomatoes are sweet and the next week they're not. It's every week the tomatoes are the same sweetness. Every week the tomato is the same 15 grams. And then with the control over the environment in here, I am able to grow in higher densities. I could grow more plants per square meter and just adjust the environment to be able to treat that amount of plants. It's a standalone module. The only thing that it's connected to is the electrical to the power. So where my dehumidifiers are creating my water. They're pulling the moisture out of the air and filling up my tanks. I could put this thing in the desert where there's no water and pull any humidity that's out of the air and create water. This is a bigger picture than just, oh, we're doing urban farming. It's not. We need to change the way we're doing things, especially with industrial farming. We're consuming nutrients that are going to run out. We're consuming water that is extremely precious. And we're using mass amounts of chemicals that are draining into our soil. And we need to remember that the farming community is the beating heart of humankind. They create food. And even these industrial farms, at the end of the day, they're trying to keep up with the food consumption. And I'm producing over 100 pounds every week. That's 12, 13 cases every week. And at a time that I literally go to the store and see that there's no produce on the shelves, it's meaningful enough for me to not even question it, to stay here.